Let's get this done. Hello, YouTube community. It's me, John Avenger, and once again, happy belated New Year to those that already, didn't see my last video. It's 2023, and I'm doing my first live commentary for the year, and it's one that I was supposed to do last year, a 2013 movie, Brie Larson in her first leading starring role as an adult. Short Term 12. Wait, you can barely see it. There it is. Short Term 12, a dramatic piece that she got critical acclaim for. Hey, Little Sims. And also, it stars Caitlin Dever. Yes, one of my favorite actresses from Booksmart. This is what she did years before Booksmart and Rosalind and all that. So let's get started. This movie's about 96 minutes, and I want to get it done. So let's put this up, and let's start the movie. I'll talk to you about the movie when I do it. And it got a critical acclaim, and I get why, because Brie can act in this movie. People got to stop saying she can't act. Watch her dramatic stuff. She does a lot of good work. Even her movies with action like Free Fire and 21 Jump Street and Kong Skull Island. She's good in those movies. I don't want to hear that she's bad. Even the main actor in this guy can act. Is John Gallagher Jr. He's a man in this movie, and he's not treated like shit. Why? Because Brie doesn't do anti-men movies. This movie shot beautifully. People got to stop expecting Brie to do an Oscar-worthy performance for every performance. No. Room is where she won her Oscar for. Here, this is what like getting baby steps towards it. There's a reason she's Captain Marvel and not Natalie Dormer. And her stoic voice turns me on. Yes, you heard me. People got to stop hating. Oh, that's Rami Malek when he's not doing a weird accent or talking through his teeth like this. Can't he just act and not sound like this? He's a good actor, and you make him sound like a cartoon character. Not everybody can be Johnny Depp. Sorry. Just talk normal. Start talking to the teeth like this. Jeez. Timothée Chalamet doesn't talk like that. Brie's gorgeous. Get off her back. Her and Iman and Gianna are going to be just fine in the Marvels in July. It's not going to be a cartoon like Thor: Love and Thunder was last year. And I don't hate that movie. But Waititi needs to calm down with the freaking comedy. Sometimes it's good to have a dramatic moment pay off. So good. Legend of Korra was good, and then they had to make her bisexual. Not good at the end. I didn't even finish the show. Yikes. Hey now, you're an all-star. That's why I don't eat tacos from a taco stand. Ugh. That's gross. I'm glad they didn't show it. Yeah. Yeah. It's why I don't. After the new night I had on New Year's, I didn't eat. Catch them. Yes. They work in a place where they have troubled youth trying to run away. I don't know why he's screaming, but whatever. I don't have a condition like that. He probably has Tourette's or something. I'm not autistic. If people think I am, I'm not. I got a functioning brain. I know how to make rational decisions. I just have hyperactivity. Doesn't make me crazy, guys. Do you respect on you know who? I don't know what that means. I don't know who you know who is. Don't mention certain people on YouTube. Not this year. Some people just need to be sedated because they're too crazy. Seriously. I don't know what the hell is wrong with some people. They're just like, they lose their shit for no reason. Spider-Man Unlimited? No. There's the title, Short Term 12. I can't deal with people like that. Not this year. I got an uncle that's autistic, and I don't need to deal with him this year. Nope. We all got problems, kid. Get over it. Caitlin Deaver, my yum, yum, yum. This black guy reminds me of Josh, except without the glasses. Guess you weren't interested in Unlimited. I didn't see it because, again, it came out when I was an adult. I was like a teen when it came out. I saw the 90s Spider-Man cartoon from the early 90s. Well, Laura Walters, I've heard of her. Yeah, some people need to calm the fuck down. Not everything is about you. I wasn't that crazy today. The mall was empty, and Dollar Tree was finally empty. It wasn't filled with 15 people on a line, which is insane. Super Soakers, I remember those. Abuse, probably, because, a lot of these kids are messed up because they have parents that don't care about them. Podcasts in December, we will be blocked. No, it's just don't mention the people that I don't want to be mentioned now. Because when Rami Malek won an Oscar, he did some silly voices. I mean, look at the last Bond movie where he had a weird accent, or look at that movie he did with Denzel last year where he's talking like this. I'm like, he doesn't talk like that. Why are you making him talk like he's, got a freaking disorder or something? They wanted to sedate me because I'm hyperactive and I cried a lot. Well, I have emotions, guys. I'm not a robot. Free. Yeah. Yeah. Shut your face, Mexicali. I forgot there was Spanish in the movie, but not a lot. It's not in Canto where it's like every 5 minutes. Because good God. Speak English or get out of this country, please. Learn it. It's not freaking hard. There's ESL classes. During COVID, people had to take virtual classes. Now that COVID's going to end soon, I can feel it. Trouble kids. I'm not a trouble kid. Where's Caitlin? I usually don't watch movies like this because people with mental illness or with like some disorders, I can't deal with them. I can't. Can't you believe people said Hulk 2003 is better? No. No, it's gross. Yeah. I know we all have problems. There's people that are so-called normal that they lose their shit out of nowhere. Look at Will Smith, what he did last year. He slapped a man at the Oscars. He should have just told him, look, dude, don't make that joke again. You could have done that. But these actors are so irrational, they just do things out of nowhere. There's some topics you don't want to talk about. Don't talk about Henry Danger. I don't care. Don't talk about certain YouTube channels that I don't want to see. Teddy Gaming, I'm already subscribed to him, so don't talk about him either. I'm already subscribed, so you don't have to talk about him either. Teddy Gaming, whatever. Yes, they use the word as you know. Yeah, even at he either has Josh's like voice, except without the accent. It reminded me of you, Josh, and it's not a bad thing. I underprivileged, meaning kids that are troubled, kids that don't have homes, that are orphans, that their parents either abused them, and I'm like, yeah, I don't want. I'm not like that. My parents are very loving to me and my two siblings. We never had a problem with abuse ever. Discipline is different than abuse. Discipline is trying to keep your kids, teach your kids a lesson, not beat the shit out of them out of nowhere where they didn't do anything. That's abuse. That's why I don't drink alcohol. So I want to be in control. I don't want to do a Will Smith and slap somebody in the face. Brie can act in this movie. Same director that did Shang-Chi did, because he knows how to do subtle performances and not be a cartoon character. As much as people said the ending of that movie sucked, I'm like, the acting was way better than Eternals and Love and Thunder. I'll tell you that. It was taken more seriously. Shang-Chi's not like cracking jokes every 2 seconds. And smiling is not a bad thing, guys. Because, like I said, I saw One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. I saw Joker. I saw this movie. I haven't seen Rain Man because I don't want to see a movie like big fan, big fan, big fan. No, I get it. He's damaged. Okay, it's a normal actor pretending to be off his rocker on the spectrum. That's not for me. It's a touchy subject that I don't talk about. I'm only doing this for Brie and because of Caitlin. And because the Marvels is coming out in a few months. And I already did Captain Marvel. And I don't have room, so I have to buy it. There's my sweetheart. And you're so yummy. Not that little, there's a cockroach. You are so cute. Oh. Yeah, and his son is a metrosexual. Look at his hair. He thinks he's Dennis Rodman, coloring his hair pink. No. He is clever. I haven't seen Rosalind because it has a bunch of Brits in it, and I'm like, I can wait. I could see that in the spring. It doesn't look like a winter movie anyway. Only a heterosexual woman would say that. Ugh, cockroach. Is there anything else you don't want to talk about? Yeah. Anything that Disney was pandering last year. I don't want to hear inclusion, gayness, politics, or any of that here. That's out the freaking window this year. No gender politics. I have an attitude. So what is? Because I've been sleeping in a freezing basement for 2 winters. Well, not for 13 winters, not even 2 winters. But the last 2 winters I've been in the dark. I didn't even have I didn't even have electricity in this room. All I have is a lamp, a freaking lamp, because my dad won't give me electricity. I'm like, hey, he's going to put an LED light in my new room in April, so I'm fine. I will be just fine. I will never be left in the dark ever again. The score is kind of weird. It sounds like a Charlie Brown. Like, Did you see my message? Yeah, I saw my message. I already told you, little Sims. I couldn't deal with it. I can't deal. I can deal with kids, not kids that have mental disorders and were abused. I can't. It's too much baggage. I can adopt a kid, but they have to be normal. They can't have like some social or psychological issues because I've already dealt with that. The other comment after that one, I don't know what you're talking about. No, not yet. Bree hasn't had a child yet. Tiana's gonna have her baby soon because she was pregnant at D23. That's how I knew I couldn't be with her because she was already pregnant. I'm like, I didn't even know until late last year. So. People got to stop. They got to keep their expectations low and not expect everything to be the next Avengers or the next Godfather or the next Titanic. It's just entertainment. Take it one movie at a show at a time, not 15. That's why I'm watching good movies this year. Because I watched all the garbage I did in the past 3. If there's anything else, I already said with anything else. No politics. Keep agendas to yourself. I don't want to hear it here. I don't want to read it. I don't want to hear it in the comment section when this is uploaded. I don't want to deal with it. Disney already did enough preaching last year, and they failed because instead of giving a message to kids that's subtle, they have to shove it down your throat and no more. Why are women so afraid to tell men that they're pregnant? I thought she had cancer or something. I forgot. That's nice. It's a nice picture. Yeah, it's like with Marriage Story. They said Scarlett Johansson and Adam Driver can act. That looks nothing like Brie. That looks like a dude. It's like a caveman. I give to charities all the time. I donate blood. This year will be my 60th blood donation in January. Yeah, my 60th in 15 years. I've saved so many people with that without even wearing a cape. Don't. Well, one isn't Bree. You know, Bree is not Bree's not a comedian, guys. Stop expecting her to be jokey like freaking Tony Stark. Not everybody can be Tony Stark. Some people can be more serious. You know? What I don't want is stoic characters that don't have any personality. That again, Eternals, all the humor fell flat for me. I didn't even smile in that movie. I was so bored. Well, she's pregnant. Of course, she's gonna get. If Bree's such a failure, why did her movie make $1 billion and not Wonder Woman or Wonder Woman 1984? Because people got to see it more access. They have a lead that's American that is more marketable than somebody that's not. Just saying, guys. That's why freaking Eternals didn't do well. Bree's movie made way more than double what Eternals made worldwide. People overseas like Bree. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. Why am I saying I'm sorry? Not sorry. She won an Oscar. Stop acting like she's a multiple Razzie winner like freaking Kristen Stewart, who has not won an Oscar yet because she keeps losing. Or Florence, who is never going to win an Oscar. Or freaking Rosamund Pike. You're named after a fish, a big ugly fish that I want to eat. Yeah, a pike. I'd rather eat a pike. Again, that was an impulse reaction. People just hated the movie because it wasn't Captain America First Avenger. It wasn't Iron Man. It doesn't need to be. It wasn't freaking Supergirl either, or freaking Elektra, or Catwoman. Those are way worse. And I didn't even hate the 1984 Supergirl. It has its moments. It's not great. It's got a lot of problems. If it had a bigger budget and more action, people would have thought it was a guilty pleasure or like an underrated classic. But no, people treat it like it's Superman 4, which is still the worst. That is the worst super thing I've ever seen in my life. It's not super at all. In your Avengers and Babysitting Live commentary, you said you don't care about Selena Gomez. I already said that because that was weeks ago, and I don't care. She hasn't done anything big. Even in Hotel Transylvania 4, I forgot she was in that. You have the most gorgeous nose I've ever seen in my life, Kaylin Deaver. Love it. I love that nose. She's adorable. Even when she's playing a trouble girl, I want her so badly. Whiffable. Yeah. What are you freaking? Bro, yeah. That's what they say in Avatar 2. Instead of their Navi language, they call each other bro. Wait, what? What? And this movie has no Brits in it. See? You can do it, Marvel. It's just you're obsessed with you and DC and some other companies as well. You have to put a Brit in every franchise. Everything. If it's not Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings, I don't want to hear it, okay? Those got away with it, and even Fantastic Beasts, but don't do it anymore in Marvel or DC. I don't need it. Ant-Man 3, I'm so mercifully grateful that freaking movie will not have a Binto in it, because the last phase had a ton of them, and some of them rose to the occasion, and a lot of them crashed and burned right in front of my eyes, especially in 2021. You saw noise canceling headphones. When I said I didn't care about her again, I mean it. I'm not playing games. There's girls that I like in this world, and there's some that I want to stay away from because they have that Disney Channel baggage that I don't want. Disney means that they sold out, that they're going to have baggage. Yeah, there's a hole in the mattress. Yeah, there's a hole in my mattress too. What is that? I didn't get one Christmas card for anybody last year. It was some of my friends. I got one. I got one from my family, but that's about it. Did this movie need a sequel? No. It's standalone and it's a self-contained movie. It's a story that has a beginning, a middle, and end. It's not setting up the next movie or a franchise. No, one and done. And it proved that Brie can act and lead a film, despite all the hate that she got. Caitlyn didn't get all that hate in 2019, and Booksmart is a sexist movie. I'm sorry. I love Caitlyn in it. Beanie's good, but there's no strong male character in that movie. And I blame not Olivia Wilde, I blame her writer. Fire your writer. Please fire your writer, Olivia. She's taking a lot of she's going to take all the flack for it because she writes sexist scripts that don't please anybody. Because look at Don't Worry, Darling. Every man in that movie is treated like shit, and then they get killed off. Yeah, if that's not sexist, I don't know what is. You might as well say in the beginning of the screen, "We hate men." Yeah, just keep your agendas to yourself, Silverman or Cyberman, whatever your name is. Happy New Year, Electric Dino. Yeah, keep your agendas to yourself. I don't need some man-hating movie. Every movie in the world did that in the last decade. There's no gender or superior over the other. We're all equals. See, in this scene, he looks like Josh. If Josh wore a hat more, he should wear a hat more in his videos. I do it all the time. And unlike Moonlight, this movie is short. It's short and it doesn't have to preach because Moonlight is just, oh, the lead kid is gay. And what are you going to do? Tell a story from that? Hmm. I get it. Because I don't want to put this for Black History Month because it's mostly white leads. So Black Panther, I want to do that one, the first one. The second movie's too long and it's depressing. Without Boseman there, it's not the same movie. It feels like a spin-off. And as much as Letitia Wright looked good in the costume, she's not replacing Chadwick. She never can. He can never be replaced. Either recast and do it different, or have this kid, T'Challa, the new kid that plays T'Challa, when he grows up, he could be the next Black Panther. At least that would make more sense. That would be more respectful than having another person take his place, because you can't. With Cap, at least they passed the torch. It's not like they killed off Chris Evans. Miles, I don't need him to have problems in the new movie. Go into the Spider-Verse more is going to be an issue already because not every spider person is a good person. Sounds like Fitty. Because name me one main character in Booksmart that was male that was a good character. The guy that was a pedophile or something or a criminal or Caitlin Deaver's father, who I don't even know who it was. There are no guy characters in that movie. I blame the writing. Word to your mom. It's a good rap and it's short. I didn't see all of 8 Mile, but I've heard that it's fine. Well, there's not a lot of white rappers now. They don't allow razor blades because kids could, commit suicide with that. You're so yummy, Caitlin. Mm-hmm. Look at those freckles. She has freckles all over her face and her body. Because I was watching a movie with a gay main character played by a heterosexual actress and directed by a woman and written by a woman that doesn't know what a man is. Sorry, that's just how it is. Beanie could have liked guys in the movie, and they're barely in the movie. As a man, I like to see me represented in a film at least once. It's not a sin to have a strong male character in a movie targeted for women or for the LGB, whatever. Nobody saw Bros because nobody cared about it. At least with Caitlin and Booksmart, she saved that movie for me. If that was some lesbo actress like Kristen Stewart who's bisexual, I wouldn't have done it. Anyone you hate in this movie? No, not really. The Mexican guy's just he's all mouth. That's all he is. But I never acted again after this, so I didn't see him in anything. They get so much work because they're Mexicans. They'll do anything for money. Yeah, I have hair clippers. I cut my hair every month. I have to cut my hair again. It already grew back. I've never seen this movie. Well, it's a good movie, Captain Ultra. It's a good, well-made drama starring Brie Larson, directed by the man that did Shang-Chi. So he knows how to direct and not do a cartoon. Yeah. Looks good. That's Josh's haircut when he cuts his hair. No. Because with Miles, we get it. He's part black, and it's going to be a huge selling point for the sequel. But I don't want to hear that Spider Woman is black. It's the Spider Verse. This whole universe is more black oriented than the Peter Parker's story that we saw back in the 2000s, the 2010s, and even 2 years ago. It's different. They want to stand out. Yeah, it's fine, Little Sims. Like what you like. Check it out. It's on Tubi, so you can watch it for free on Tubi.com. You can watch this with ads, and it's worth their time. It's 96 minutes, not 3.5 hours. James Cameron lost his way because instead of doing something dramatic that's short, no, he has to drag it out for 3 hours. Or Babylon. This is way better than Babylon. It doesn't drag ass. Like 3 hours, you feel it in your knees. Just 96 minutes is all you need for a drama. Between 96 minutes and 2 hours is all you get from me. Past 2 hours, I'm like, just wrap this up, please. I get it. See, that one crying scene has more humanity in it than a freaking 3 hour drama. See? Let it out, man. It's fine to be emotional. It's fine to get angry. Just not getting angry over every little thing, like some people on the internet. It's a good scene. The kid he's crying. You don't see his face. We get it. See? If this was James Cameron, the Navi would be like, we get it. People are suffering, or cats are suffering. We get it already. And he used to have subtle acting when Linda Hamilton was in Terminator. When Ginger dies and she cries, I get it. It doesn't go on for 5 minutes straight. Happy New Year, Captain Ultra. Bree's eyes have more humanity in those specks of hers than anybody that was in the MCU last year that was trying so hard. And not Elizabeth Olsen. She was great in Multiverse of Madness, and so was Natalie Portman. But with Letitia, every scene, she either looks frustrated or she's crying. Yeah, not exactly the strongest performance for me. And Angela Bassett was acting her ass off in that movie. Like, this is my country, we're going to fight, and all that. I'm like, yeah, I get it. I get it. You're giving it your all. It's not overacting when she's showing how passionate she is in that movie, and she has to be the one that dies halfway through. I'd love to have a baby with you, or with Caitlin Deaver, or Haley Steinfeld, or Naya Damison from Monster High, the movie, because I love it. I love it. Another me, a procreation. I'm all for that. Yeah, Peter Gallagher's like, oh, Junior. Actually, no way. It's not Peter Gallagher. My bad. John Gallagher Jr. He has my name. Well, you did have sex with her. That's why. Yes, Bree's very skinny, but again, she's white. She's not gonna be chunky like Lizzo. Lizzo's very big. She's a plus size woman, which I like that too. But I want to have a woman that I can carry in my arms, not get a hernia. Yeah, you can. Bree can be a loving mother. I mean, did you see Room, which came out after this? Not The Room, just Room. That movie's way more darker than this movie because there's one kid and he can't even see the light of day. He has to be in a shack for like half the movie. At least these kids get to go outside in this movie. This movie has humanity, which is what I need more of. I'm tired of robots and cartoons trying to tell me how to live my life. Show the humanity. Luca had more humanity in that one scene at the end when they're hugging than any cartoon that Disney did last year. Look at that belly. I love it. Yes, touch it, touch it, touch it, kiss it. She's going to carry a life inside of her. I love it. I love Bree's stomach. It's beautiful. Yes, guys, you heard me. Her belly, but her stomach is gorgeous. So is Tiana's big belly that she had at the D23. Some do you respect my opinion? Yes, I do, Little Sims. Move on. You always do this. Instead of talking about this film, which you never heard of, you always want to ask questions. I told you this is not a Q&A. It's not a Q&A. Jay. I think this movie's 10 years old, right? Yeah, 2013. So this is the 10-year anniversary of this film. That's why I recommend this film. If you want to see something Oscar worthy that's not going to take a lot of your time, this is for you, or Room. Because again, Brie can act. Can't wait for Ant-Man Quantumania. I know. I'm going to see it in the theaters 3 days after. Wait, I'm lagging a little bit. It's 3 days after Valentine's Day. That poor kid. Eyeliner. And Kaylin doesn't need to enhance herself. She's beautiful just the way she is. You don't need a facial. You don't need to get a tan. You don't need to eat, you don't need to binge eat. You're beautiful just the way you are. Guardians 3 looks great. Yeah. And it's going to have jokes, but it's not Taika Waititi's movie. James Gunn came back and he'll make sure he ended on a high note. Because most of these people that did these trilogies didn't even finish the franchise. They were either replaced by another director or they were fired and then they got another director right away, like they did with Peyton Reed. He didn't originally direct Ant-Man. One, it was supposed to be Edgar Wright. Are those the Little Rascals? Yeah, that's the Little Rascals shorts, not the movie. The shorts they did back in the 1930s. Mm-hmm. Why aren't you reading my comments? I am reading your comments, Little Sim, but you're very repetitive. That's the problem with you. You say the same thing again and again. Great movie. It is a great movie, classic film collector, because it's acting. There's no special effects here. There's no distracting CG in the background. There's no like animals in the movie, like that are not real. There's it's not animated, it's live action. We're about halfway through the movie. She wants to leave. You guys still doesn't like. Yeah, let me just. I'm gonna just. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to just do this. I told you I can't do it. I can't deal with this right now. I can't. This is a new year. I'm not dealing with the same bullshit. Everything you just said is why I I prefer art house cinema over Hollywood cinema. Sometimes less money is more more story, more emotion, more everything. Yeah, and I want to feel the like they did in Avatar because it's too much. Once you do all the CG, you might as well have made the movie animated. She tries to run away twice. Oh, that's gross. Yeah, I didn't. That wasn't necessary. We get it. She's troubled. Spitting is too much. That's what they did back in ancient times. It's not necessary. Told you some people. And the thing is, Caitlin Deaver's not damaged. She's not psychologically tortured. She just plays a lot of characters that have a issue. Because in this movie, she's emotionally traumatized because of her dad, and then you have then in Booksmart she's gay, which I didn't buy because I'm like, well, Deaver's so cute and so vulnerable. I'm like, yeah, I didn't buy it that much because as soon as she kisses a girl, she vomits. Again, it's a natural reaction from not being one of them. It's like in the scene in Super where it was not necessary for Ellen Page to ride Rainn Wilson because as soon as that happens, he takes her off and he vomits. Again, if I was in a room with Ellen Page, trust me, I would do the same thing. I'd be up chucking my breakfast because I just don't like her or it, whatever they. She's a they now. I can't deal with that. I'm sorry. I want to be around normal people. People that got problems and are not going to run away from their problems or lose their shit like that. I can't deal with that. You vulnerable little flower. I'm not against movies having CG, but if it looks good and it's not the only thing in the movie, because where's the humanity in Avatar or The Way of Water? There is none. There's like 2 seconds of people in human form, and that's it. Ouch. Even Batman Forever has more humanity. That scene where Robin is punching Batman's arms and he's angry, I get it. That's a more powerful scene than the Dark Knight Rises being almost 3 hours. That's too long. Way too long. Or or even in the Batman, it's a great movie, but it's too long. You got to get to your point a lot quicker. Batman Forever was decent, and but that scene, watch that scene again. I agree with you on the Avatar movies. They're too long. If they were 2 hours, they would have been too long. But 3 hours, and you're looking at CGI water and whales and freaking blue cats and dinosaurs and dragons or whatever, it looks fake to me. It looks like a video game. It's not for me. Video games do not need to be that way. They're kicking that inflatable dog. Don't worry, no animals are harmed in this. It's an inflatable. It looks fake to me when I'm looking at all the CG. I'm like, yeah, this looks good if this was a video game or an animated film, but it's not because there's like people in the background looking at the Navi trying to say, "We're going to take your land again." I don't care. A prime example of the opposite of what I just mentioned is the scene in The Long Haul where Roderick pukes on a random guy in a carnival ride and they use CGI puke. That's gross. I don't even like real, vomit. It looks disgusting. The Batman was a great flop. Plus, we didn't wait an hour no to see Batman exactly. First 10 minutes, you see him walking slowly out of the shadows, beating the hell out of these guys in makeup. That was great. That was great storytelling. How am I being repetitive? You say the same thing all the time. You ask questions, you don't give comments. See, these people are not robots; they're acting. Morbius, I wanted to care about that character and the kids in the hospital, but I just didn't get it. I didn't feel anything. Didn't. That's why I avoided the Avatar sequel. Probably stick with Puss in Boots. That's not 2 hours or 3 hours. And even though I'm not a fan of that either, because of who they cast as the three bears and as Goldilocks, yeah, kiss of death, if you ask me. I didn't even see the first Puss in Boots movie. It'll never top Shrek. Shrek is a masterpiece. It's an animated masterpiece that won the first Oscar for Best Animated Film, not Best Animated Short. What are some examples of repeat comments? Not Shriek, Shrek was ahead of its time. That was funny. See, Rami, you stick to acting, dude. You're not a. Yeah, someone's trying to escape. Oh, that's an alarm. Jaden ran away. See, again, she tries to run away twice. I guess people wanted this acting from Brie in the movie. That's what happens when you have two directors working in a Marvel movie. You only need one. Multiverse, Across the Spider Verse has three. Why? I don't know. If this was Avatar: Way of Water, they'd be running outside. They'd be running in their CGI blue legs. Hello there. I guess you don't have to trash Across the Spider. I'm not crossing. I'm not gonna. I'm not trashing it. But does it need three directors? No. I think one or two would have been fine. Because and it's not even the same directors. It's different directors this time. So it's not going to be the same movie. It's going to be completely different. That's fine. But I'm telling you, I'm not. I'm not digging that Kaluuya's in this movie. They only put him in there because he's not in Black Panther 2, and Get Out's not getting a sequel. And Jordan Peele has nothing to do with this movie. I'm fine with it. I'm not trashing it. I'm not saying it's going to be the worst thing ever. It's not going to be bad. The first movie was good. It's just the animation was hard to get used to with the phonetic faces and that's horrible pink lights that were hitting in the face. That was too much. That first movie has too much. It's got problems for people that suffer from seizures. I don't suffer from seizures, but still, if I did, I wouldn't have been able to watch it. That and Speed Racer were two of the biggest, like flashy lights that I can't get through. This movie has none of that. The first one we had three directors and it worked. The directors know what they're doing. Caitlin is here. Well, it's her home. Three directors that I think is too much because then you have too much input. Some movies have one director and then like four producers are their influence gets on them. Look what happened with Solo. Look what happened with freaking Rogue One. Different people's point of view. What are some repetitive stuff I said? I don't want to say Little Sims. Just move on. Talk to one of the guys there. The movie's not over yet. We still got about a half hour left. Mm-hmm. Like 30 some minutes. Which movies do you want to see Brie do in the future? Well, after the Marvels, I want to see her do something else like this. Or I'm so glad that they skipped Batman's origin in the Batman. Yeah, I didn't need it. I don't need to see the same people dying. I've seen Martha and Thomas Wayne die so many times. I've seen Uncle Ben die twice, live action. I've seen, the origins. Brie Larson is really good here. She's not too bad of an actor. That I admire the performances here. Cares for the kids, especially Lakeith Stanfield and Caitlin Deaver. Yeah, because one of them was trying to run away and the other was like emotionally turmoil. Thoughts on the Big Bang Theory? I haven't seen the whole thing. I've only seen clips, and I've never seen Young Sheldon either. You're so cute. This story is really cute that she's telling. Went from this to American Girl all the way up to Booksmart and Rosalind. Next stop, a big franchise. Yeah, that's what I want for her. Because all this good acting, and she's never done a Marvel or DC movie or a show. It's coming. I just don't want her to play rogue because then she's gonna suck the life out of somebody because that's what her powers are. That she can absorb people's powers by touching them. The worst movie of 2016, I forgot what it was. I said it on my old channel, but I don't remember what it was. It was a while back. I think it was the fifth wave. Might have probably been it. It was either 2016 or 2017. Your worst film of the year was Norm of the North. Yeah, Norm of the North, and then the fifth wave. I think was I think that was 2017. I forgot. That was so long ago. You are so special, to me, Caitlin. So special. That one teardrop. Yeah, that one teardrop will win her an Oscar in like a second. One. Oh, she's so sensitive. Yes, Josh, she's very sensitive. Nobody better harm a hair on her head at the Oscars this year. I mean it. Someone puts their hands on her, you're done. I'm going to poke you in the eye. The cool thing about the WBHO Max experiment is that during that time, at least one new movie every month. That's fine. The Last of Us is going to be on there in next week. I'm seeing it for Pedro Pascal. Yeah, on the 15th. This is going to be finally on HBO Max. I think it's next Saturday. This movie has a lot of heart and it's not super depressing like some other movies I've seen. Oh my god, because there's some movies I'll never watch again. This scene I'm going to mute it for now because this scene I think this scene it could have been cut in my opinion. There's like some Encanto Coco bullshit that I don't care about. Caitlin is just waiting on DC to give her a call. Someone, so same with lovely Anaya. Caitlin is so emotional she can get an Oscar. Yeah, again, because it works. This scene could have been cut just for pacing. This scene could have easily been cut out of the movie. It doesn't serve any. It's filler, And the movie is under 2 hours, but it's filler and could have been cut entirely. And there's no subtitles, so you're not going to know what they're saying. In 2022, they didn't release a movie every month, and this year that won't happen either. They won't be releasing another film till Shazam 2. Yeah, in March. In late March. It's after the winter's over. That sounds familiar. John Gallagher Jr. is a good actor. He'd be a great villain in Marvel. I would love to see him as like Mr. Sinister or somebody. You never know, or even Doctor Doom, because that would be an unusual casting choice. But hey, him and Brie worked with each other, so it could work. Fine, I do respect it. Just don't talk about her anymore, Little Sims. That's a good speech. How much hope do you have for Ant-Man 3? A lot. Michael Pena and Ti are gone. No David Dalmachian. He's not coming back. This music is nice. But like I said, this scene could have been cut. Just get to the speech, and there you go. They're in a bouncy house now. Yeah, I can mute this now. Forgot that there's Spanish in this movie. That's why I didn't see this movie last year, but it's fine. After this, I don't have to watch the movie for a while. I could just see the special features. There's a behind the scenes featurette. There's an original short film. There's casting crew screenings and featuring the Shivers. It's fine. At least I can mute it here. In the theater, I couldn't when I saw Black Panther 2. Think they're gonna wait until to use Doctor Doom. Quantumania, I'm not gonna let a few frustration stop me from seeing it. No one will hurt her at the Oscars, and she's so sweet, like Naya. How come you didn't check out Bride of Chucky and Seed of Chucky? Again, I ran out of time, Little Sims. A year went by so quick, and I had to do so many podcasts in October. Maybe I'll get to it this year. Because like I said, it took a lot. I reviewed the first 3 films. That was good enough for you. I did the first 3. I didn't do Bride, Seed, or any of the sequels after that, or the TV show on Sci-Fi Channel. Because again, it's a lot of content. Are you more so for Ant-Man 3 or John Wick 4? It depends, because Ant-Man 3 is coming out first. John Wick 4 is not till, I think, the spring. Yeah. Because it's not in the winter this time. Only the second movie came out in the winter in February of 2017. Little Sim Gaming, can you please let John do this thing? Not being to me. No, it's just that he's constantly giving me questions and I don't want to answer, or saying the same thing. Let me do this podcast. This is a live commentary, not a Q&A. People keep forgetting that. This is why when directors do commentaries, they do it in an isolated room with no audience. That's how you do it. I guess for teenagers don't know what a commentary is. They think a podcast means answer questions. No, that's a game streaming, not a live commentary. I don't have to answer everything on there. Oof. Got blood on her face. Commentaries with directors, cast, and filmmakers on DVDs and Blu-rays and digital copies as well. Some digital copies have commentaries as well. That's how I'm going to do Let's Be Cops. I want to hear the commentary. It's not everybody's favorite movie because again, a lot of critics did not like it. Why? Because Olivia Wilde keeps using that dumbass writer that she keeps holding on. Fire her. Tell her to fuck off. If Olivia directs a Spider-Woman movie or whatever, don't use that writer. Because in these other Oscar bait movies, they're either really depressing, really long, or they're subtitled. Because what was the big what were the last two Best Picture winners? Parasite, which is from Asia, and some freaking deaf movie that I've never heard of. Because I can hear. Livia can't use the other writers because no one would be interested. Why? Because she's a feminist. I would write for her if it meant not to have a sexist movie that she has to keep directing because of her dumbass writer. It's not her fault that Hollywood put her a writer. What questions did I ask you examples for? The studio that did this film, the studio that did this movie was Cinedigm. I never even heard of them. Yes, it's because Olivia is a feminist. That's why no one other writer would put her in even in. Yeah, but that's going to change this year, Josh. If she releases one more movie with that dumbass writer, that writer's going to get canceled easily. Cinedigm was the original home video distributor for the Studio Ghibli films. Okay, so I've heard of them because the Studio Ghibli, I've seen some of their films. Exactly what she said, Brie Larson. Why aren't you finishing off my messages? I don't want to. It is. Yes, I do. Most of the others were distributed by Disney, I know, but that was Disney before they went woke and broke. I'm not hating on Olivia. It's just that she's a feminist, so she's probably going to be a problem with other writers. Why? She's worked with plenty of directors that were men and that didn't treat her like Michael Bay does. But with a black man helping out, okay, she'd be fine. Olivia, well, yeah, I met her. She's not the problem. The writer is. Yep. Trust me, I would do the same thing. Not to be rude, little Sim, but John doesn't have to finish the message. I don't. Again, this is not a Q&A. You want me to shut the chat off? Because I will. If she won an Oscar for a dramatic performance in something and kiss her. Yeah, I wish I could meet Olivia. I met Olivia and I was nervous, not because of her, because she's a feminist, because I couldn't take it. I'm like, I was looking at her and I thought the world was going to stop spinning. That's what it felt like. Wasn't there to meet her writer. Her writer barely got two people to talk with her because they don't even know who she is. I don't know her by name. I've seen Olivia Wilde since I was in my 20s, back in 2010 when I saw Tron Legacy in the theater. That's my introduction to her, and I'm like, beautiful. The movie's almost over, guys. I'm not doing a 3-hour movie. If I do the Snyder Cut, I have to do it in 2 parts. Yeah, this film is dark. Don't worry, I'm going to see something funny after this. In reality, when you keep getting bombarded with messages during a movie, it can get on your nerves. Yeah, it will. When I do bring it on tomorrow, no. He's bleeding. I'm not afraid of meeting people. I'm just either so shy, nervous, or anxiety filled. Sometimes I can play it cool. When I asked my prom date at prom, I was nervous. I'm not going to be nervous because, like I said, I have people I want to talk to this year. There's nobody there. There's no security guards there. There's a black girl here too, so it's not. He's not the only black person in this movie. There's a lot of blood in this movie for not being, like a slasher film or like an action movie or crime drama. It's pretty intense, man. Like I said, this director knows how to make people suffer because in Shang-Chi, yeah, they showed his knuckles bleeding when he was a kid. Again, this director knows what he's doing. This is a director, not a director for hire. Like what's his name? Destin Daniel Cretton. Yeah. This guy's like Denis Villeneuve. He knows how to tell a story. And he doesn't have a dumbass writer like J.J. Abrams. I'm sorry, but or Ryan Johnson. A donut hole in a donut's hole. That makes no freaking sense. That's your brilliant dialogue and Knives Out, and then Glass Onion. I don't even know what the onion thing is. I'm not seeing it yet. I'm going to wait. This month, I'm only reviewing movies under 2 hours. That's the rules. It's got to be between an hour and 2 hours and on the button, like 1 hour and 120 minutes. That it end with the end credits. If it's over 120 minutes, then it does not count. I do too, but I keep in mind that these are his streams, not yours, John. Can you do his streams however he wants? You can tell me to just still I'm listening despite our differences. Wanted to do a sugar and spice type movie. I want to do a podcast for that movie, but I have to buy it again. My first copy got scratched, so I need to get it again. We all do. A lot of people do, Bree. People were hating on our freaking car commercials, which are not even 3 minutes long. People are just petty. They hate a person and they have to like hate them all throughout their life. There's a reason I don't like the hobo. She hurt me in the theater. It wasn't just a bad performance. This was haunting me after the theater. There's a big difference. Excuse me. Yeah, this wasn't just a bad performance. I want to watch my movie and not. If not, I think I'm just going to shut the chat off. How do you shut it off? I don't need this. Pop out the chat. Participants toggle time slot. I wish I could just shut this off. I don't know how to do this. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to ignore the chat because the movie's almost over, and I want to get through this. Let me just write this down. Let me spell. There we go. Now you can read it. Because, like I said, I could use the chat too. It's not hard. Gotta put the heat on because it's cold. There's a difference between talking and saying some stupid shit on the chat. I don't want to deal with anymore. So let me finish the last 20 minutes of this movie. Well, actually, it's not 20 minutes. It's like 15 maybe. Because the end credits don't count. The end credits are like 3 minutes long or something like that. And there's no post-credit scene. It's just one and done. Bring It On. How long is Bring It On when I do that tomorrow? This is an hour and 39 minutes, so it's just a few minutes longer than this. Not doing any 2-hour movies. When I do Ninja Turtles, keep your comments to yourself, please. It's like going on a date and asking questions every 2 seconds. No. There's a time for questions and there's a time to shut up. Yep. She's going to beat the shit out of him with a baseball bat. Again, if Brie did this in the MCU, they would think she's a psychopath. Again, we all get angry. I'm going to beat the shit out of him. Who sleeps with their TV on? I always shut my TV off when I go take a nap or when I go to sleep. I don't believe in using technology when I'm asleep because last time I heard a commentary and I fell asleep was in Young Guns. When I heard a commentary, I didn't do one. Does that mean I can't say anything in the chat? No, Josh, not you. The others, some of the others, because I'm like Q&As. It's not a Q&A. Relatable. I want to give Caitlin a baby, or Madeline Petch, or even Naya, because again, I'm capable, guys. Older doesn't mean that I'm not incapable. I'm very capable. Oh, yeah. Some guy did that to her. I would beat him. I would mess up his face. Call the authorities. This is hard to watch sometimes. This is the second time I watched it. I'm like, yeah, it is. But you know what? She's gonna smash his car. Mm-hmm. Yep. You see what happens when you fuck a stranger in the ass? Yeah, it's the same scene from, except this is not played for laughs. Yeah, let your aggression out, Caitlin. Let it out. Let it out. You have to work with that feminine for that stupid feminist writer from Booksmart. If you someone try to hurt Caitlin, you fight with it a superhero. So yeah. They did the same scene in but for laughs in Bumblebee when they smashed a car. Bumblebee crushes the car. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You see what happens when you find a stranger in the house? That's so stupid. This is what happens when you feed a soldier scrambled eggs. And this is not a feminist thing. This is empowering a woman to take charge and not let a man do this again. That's right. Your windshield is messed up, man. That felt good, didn't it? And he didn't hear a thing of that noise. Look at her holding on to Bree. You are so cute. I want to hold you in my arms, cute and stuff. Yeah, I don't want to marry a Spanish girl. That's too much baggage for me. Anna Taylor-Joy already has somebody. She doesn't need my she doesn't need my not affections, but she doesn't need my DNA. I have more options. She's already taken. I got Caitlin and Naya are not. Yes, she is. Yeah, don't take it, Caitlin. Don't let a man ever put their hands on you in a vicious way. I love you so much. If you only knew. Well, I will. If I meet her at Comic Con, I'm going to be like, you are adorable. Exactly. Why not say that? Why am I going to bottle that up? I say anything I want here. Letting out aggression is a good thing. I did that. Bree treats Caitlin like royalty here, and I do have a few options on future girlfriends. One of my goals to this year, yeah, I want to date somebody. I don't want to be stuck in this house another year. I'm going to a wedding in a couple of months. I want to be able to find my own significant other. You said movie's almost over. Yeah, it's going to end before 3. It's like Grace Fulton. I'm going to be happy to see her in Shazam too. I missed her. I haven't seen her in the movie in a couple years. So the first Shazam was like 4 years ago. 4. Yeah. And this is another year where there's 2 Captain Marvel movies: DC's Captain Marvel and Marvel's Captain Marvel. Because that was Shazam's first name, The Adventures of Captain Marvel. They had to change the name because Disney has they call dibs on that name, Marvel. hmm I treat actresses like queens. If I don't like them, I stay the hell away from them. Trust me. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong. There's not being racist when you're distancing yourself from people. During these last 3 years, we had social distancing, which is something I never did when I did that way before that even happened. Look at the head. Here's the American flag. Yeah. Again, suck on that, Bintos. Suck on that. We have our independence for a reason. We have more holidays than you do. Social distancing, I'm guilty of doing that so much these last 3 years. We all had to do it. But you can't get it because I expressed love at Comic Con. I did twice before Comic Con, before the pandemic happened, and during the pandemic. Paw Patrol. See, this is real acting. They don't have to use motion capture suits here. Even in Captain Marvel, Brie was mostly, you get to see her face, and she was showing her face. Burger, drink, frappuccino. Yeah, he talks with his teeth sometimes. You'll get to see Bria with Iman and their faces in late July. Who knows? There might even be at a screening. I went to see Cloverfield, and the actors were there in the when the movie was over. I'm like, really? They had the actors from the movie in the theater with us. I don't know why this kid wants to escape. Slow mo, but not in the way that Zack Snyder does it. He's running in a cape. I'm like, yeah. How skinny this kid is. Yeesh. He makes Paul Dano look fat. What do you think you are, Captain America? And I think the movie ends here. Good. At least the chat, I'll monitor it next time. Uh, for the Bring It On podcast I do tomorrow. That was the movie. That was Short Term 12. I enjoyed watching it again, even though it is hard to watch some of what these kids go through. At least there's no rape in the movie. That would have been even worse. But that was the movie. I'm glad I got to talk to some of you guys. But again, ease it up with the questions and some of the comments. I don't want to answer the same things. Little Sim is just, he's a kid. He doesn't know. If he was 21 or 18, he would act more mature. But he's a kid. What can I say? None of these kids are kids anymore. They're adults now, because this was 10 years ago. Now half of them are probably in their 20s or 30s by now, like me. So thanks for watching. Take care. And I'll do the next one. Tomorrow will be Bring It On. It's a lot lighter than this. So see you in the next one.